Hi everyone. So just quickly a little bit about me. I have come from working with WhereScape for almost 6 years now, and I've actually been in the software development department. My background is in quality assurance engineering, and I've only recently been demoted to product manager. You're not going to get the jazzy slides from me. I'm not quite there yet. In my experience, but I will be able to answer the technical questions about the product, which is a good thing. But you're going to need to ask them from me in the break and obviously in the afternoon. So a little bit about WhereScape. Well, we've got over 700 customers worldwide, and we are helping them to basically deliver. Design, deploy and deliver data infrastructure projects through automation. So I guess to tell you a little bit of a story about what we do, what problems we've solved, it's probably a good idea to sort of start with the problems. So the sort of conventional way of doing a data warehouse really involves a lot of steps, as you can see from this ladder or staircase. Now, every one of these steps might require a new tool, it might require specialized expertise. From your requirements starting down the bottom there, you might take that and have to define that into your bespoke data warehouse framework that you've got in your company. Then you send out that profiling. That profiling can really go across all sorts of people, as Dan has said, and that's really getting that back and then into a logical model and physical models. All of these things, every step is usually a new product that you're having to deal with. Then we look at the actual physical layer, and you're talking about your DBAs and enterprise architects, telling you how you can actually put that into the data warehouse or into the actual frameworks you have in the physical storage. Each one of those is obviously going to be a new tool, and there's new people to deal with. So you're not just talking about just your data scientists, you're talking about all sorts of people across your company, and each one of these things, every time that requirement that you've had right down at the start could get misinterpreted every one of those steps. So we keep on going up this ladder, and we can probably keep on making mistakes as we go, and eventually 6 or 7 months down the track we might get that answer back to the person that asked it in the beginning from the requirements. They're going to have lots of questions around, well, how did you come to that answer? And that's something that's going to be very hard to answer when you're talking about all of these steps that it's taken to get there. So WhereScape solved a lot of these problems by taking a metadata-driven approach, and we've pulled a lot of those things that you do in this whole big ladder into one product, into a couple of products actually, that help you automate all of that. Now, the metadata-driven approach really means that you can synchronize your objects across all of these levels, and we've built in Data Vault 2 methodology into our automation as well, so you'll get the industry standard data vaults and the best practices built into the product. It helps you guide you to creating the data vaults in the best way. You still need to use your intelligence and tell the product what to do. It's not a click button. We're not taking that away, but we're allowing that time that you would normally spend on doing repetitive, possibly error-prone tasks. You get to actually be intelligent and work out how the data vault needs to be built out. Now, the metadata also allows us to keep documentation and lineage across that whole ladder. So at any time, the documentation is up to date, and the lineage is also up to date, because you've got that metadata across that whole ladder or staircase there. Now that kind of encompasses that full lifecycle management. So from that, what's the next one? So the kind of areas that we're active in, I guess, in your automation is the design, and we do that mostly with our 3D product. That's profiling and design of your data vaults, prototyping, and then in the development stage we move on to another product called Red, where you actually deploy that physical model. So the deployment and daily ops are also involved in that Red application. But the real interesting part is that documentation that whole time is just automatically kept up to date. So you don't actually have to do much in the documentation, apart from when you do add the metadata. At any point you can add interesting documentation across your product, and that will get taken through on any of the downstream tables that come off that, or columns. So I talked a little bit about those two products that we have, 3D and Red. So 3D really is a design tool. It's all about really prototyping your model, and we have some automated workflows in here to help you build that data vault out. But it's not only data vault. We do the dimensional models, whatever models you need actually can all be done through this WhereScape 3D. And we can generate the metadata that's required for the rest of the product going forward. So WhereScape Red is the physical build. That's what creates the physical data warehouse and where you maintain it going forward. Your documentation will come out of that, your scheduling, your deployment. It handles your index management. All of that stuff comes out of Red. So really, WhereScape automation can help you fast track your delivery, reduces the project risks, because everything's done in a standardized way. You have a lot less error-prone repetitive tasks that are just getting automated for you, and they're always working. You tend to have a lot more trust in the in what's delivered, and so does the business, that they don't ask so much questions about the technology, but they ask more important questions about collaboration on what the requirements are. So it lowers initiative costs and obviously boosts team productivity as well. We also support a lot of DevOps and Agile continuous integration. That really is just underpinned by that automation and standards across the product. And we also can speed up the migration of your existing data warehouse to the cloud or wherever you're going as well with that automation. So one interesting thing is we try to do everything in your native platform. So whatever your target is, we do our extraction and loading in that native platform. So you can utilize all of the benefits of that platform and get it into your data warehouse and then go forward from there. So you don't have to have another tool for that. It's all done inside WhereScape Red. So almost out of time. So one of the booths up there, come and visit me in the break if you want to talk about anything technical about the product. I'm sure you guys know more about BI than me, so I'll probably be asking you questions about that. But yeah, later on in the day, you'll be talking a little bit more deeper into the actual automation aspects of the product. Thanks everyone.